Welcome back to the KCX Podcast. We have a very special guest here with us today, Bobby Brunelle, a.k.a. Tallman Films, also our videographer, also DJ Bobby Baby.
DJ Bobby Baby.
How's it going?
Good. Yeah, let me talk about DJ Bobby Baby really quick.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
That is not an old name. That's a new name for me. So we were at SEMA, and we had so many people getting taxis and cabs to dinner to the convention center. Like, it would have cost so much money in just Ubers, taxis, and all that stuff. And so we had a party bus, and as we've done it in the past. And I sat right near where basically the iPad of just any music you want to play goes. So it became my job, and I sat there every single trip, and I was the DJ. And then Andrew started calling me DJ Bobby Baby. So,
yeah, that was fun. And Andrew Werkheiser, our fearless leader, loves a party bus.
Loves a party bus.
But that's kind of a good setup, is having an iPad in there to change the music. That's not a bad move.
After like the third ride, he gave me access from my phone to the Bluetooth, so I'd pop in and it would just already be ready, hooked up, and play.
Yeah, and then that one night you made that intro,
yes,
that DJ hook.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I did the Rasta horns, had a whisper of like DJ Bobby Baby.
Can we actually add that audio bite into here somewhere?
Yeah, okay. Right. It's going to play right now.
DJ Bobby Baby.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
And that was only like the last night too. And then I put it into our little video in Nashville.
Yeah, our little team trip in Nashville. Actually, we haven't recorded since Nashville. Actually, it was not last weekend, the weekend before, 2 weekends ago.
You know, I almost thought about we should do this live in Nashville from the thing.
From the bar?
From
Category 10?
Yeah.
That would have been really fun.
Instead of doing trivia, because I've done a live podcast before. So it's not unheard of to do that. Maybe we'll figure out a time we can do that.
Yeah, we should do that. Event. Actually, let's talk about Nashville too. So we did a KCX USA team like celebration trip to Nashville, and it was awesome. All our spouses came. The whole team flew in from out of state.
Yep.
And it was super fun. You came for just Saturday?
Just Saturday.
Right?
Yeah, I have 3 little kids, and so finding overnight babysitting is tough. I got to stop looking at that camera.
That's all right. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Finding overnight babysitting is tough for me, so I got my in-laws, luckily, to come in and save the day, and Rachel came with me. Originally, it was just going to be me to come up and like film content and just be there and make sure everything goes smoothly. I would have been so lonely with everything we did. It was so like couples themed that I probably would have hung out with Hunter because his wife was sick and didn't come. So I'm really happy that I was able to bring Rachel.
Yeah, that was a good trip though. We all had a really good time.
My favorite was the line dancing.
That was an experience.
That was pretty fun.
That was pretty fun. And we forgot cowboy hats. I meant to bring those.
Oh, should we have
the light up yeah, I meant to. I completely forgot. I cannot believe I forgot that.
My kids love the cowboy hats.
Yeah, we kept ours there in my office at home. Yeah, those are good too.
I grabbed a couple extra on the way out for the kids.
Yeah.
They were
But yeah, we did. There. It was just a big, I'm trying to think of a better way to describe it. It was just a big team celebration.
It was a rewards and recognition.
Yes. Yeah, we all got,
Andrew
made a big
things
speech.
Are great for any company just because like it helps the littlest guy feel seen. Like I'm not a full-time employee here. I'm a contractor, and I even got stuff, aka this cup, and like just little things like that makes me feel like appreciated. And it's nice.
So little company gifts and awards and stuff. It was really fun. It was a nice time.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get into video stuff because you just explained
talk about that for hours.
Your contractor position.
Yes.
So for those that don't know, Bobby films all of the content for KCX, all the Instagram, all the YouTube, all of that is Bobby.
Yeah. Every now and then Justin gets a video in too, which is fine.
Yeah, which is good. You know, supplemental at least. But yeah, Bobby, that's Bobby's thing here. He's a contractor, so he's got his own business, and we just kind of borrow him. Bingo. Yeah.
So I had I can give you a little history of where I came from.
Yeah.
As far as it goes. So growing up, I skateboarded a lot, and I was always the kid that like had the camera, and me and my friend from the neighborhood would make skateboarding videos, and they were terrible, but we thought they were so good. And I come from a family full of accountants, and they were like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I think I just want to keep making videos. And they were like, okay, good luck. with my fine arts degree. They I in my high school was pretty new. I went to Alpharetta High School, and they had at the time getting like the video news and stuff like that. We had some newer equipment and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And so I took all the media classes there. I went to college at Valdosta and majored in fine arts of mass media. And then while I was there, I got an internship with the Weather Channel right before my senior year, and I made a bunch of good connections and stuff like that. And so getting out of college, I had like no clients. I almost went back to waiting tables. I had two people that I met that were like super beneficial in my life. One person got me into like behind the scenes. So I was doing a bunch of behind the scenes content for TV shows and stuff like that. And then we'd break off and do like web series and behind the music type stuff with artists. And then the other one was Weather Channel storm chasing. And so it was really weird mixture of like two major different things.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize you did those at the same time. I thought those were two separate points in your career.
Oh yeah, no, same exact time for
That's
like
really
5
funny.
years. Yeah, and then like I was still doing a little bit of behind the scenes, closer to like 2019. But once COVID happened, I guess all of my contacts all went off and started doing different things. And so like my behind the scenes and music and stuff all just like dropped off, which I was fine with. It was fun and filled in time, but I was building my own business for the past like 4 or 5 years instead of freelancing. So that I was kind of didn't really have time to take on a full, let's do a 60 days of behind the scenes for a TV show. I didn't have time for that anymore. Mm-hmm. So, and that's kind of how I got out of storm chasing too. But I've done tornadoes, I've done hurricanes, storms, I've done puff pieces for the Weather Channel, which was fun. They had a sponsorship with Toyota, and I got to drive all of the cars that were wrapped with like Weather Channel cool stuff. And
that's pretty cool.
They all had like TVs in them and like stuff that you can go live with inside the trucks and stuff. So it was cool. That's actually the reason why I bought a Tacoma, is they had a new 3rd gen Tacoma that was like kitted out, and I drove it to Niagara Falls, and then I also drove it to Key West on a different shoot.
You drove it from Georgia to Niagara Falls?
Yep.
That's
the Canadian side.
That's crazy.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had to drive the Prius to the tip of the Mitt. I always forget the name of it, in Michigan. That one was not as fun. And I drove the 4Runner around Appalachian Mountains.
For some reason, I feel like a road trip in a Prius would be more fun in a weird way.
By yourself. Okay, this is my only problem with the Prius. It had such good cruise control that it had that adaptive cruise control, and this was like 2016, so I wasn't like super used to it yet.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd be going like 70, 75 in a 70, and next thing I know, I realized I'm going like 55 behind some slow person in the left lane, and I didn't realize it because the adaptive cruise control slowed me down so smoothly. And I was like, I'm making terrible time now.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you just ended up storm chasing? That was just out of college? You just knew someone and got in?
There was a freelancer that I worked with that he was like, hey, after you get out of college, I could use some help. And I really wanted to, like, at the time I wanted to just edit, and then I really like the idea of like camera operator and stuff, but there was a need for an audio guy. And so I bought an audio mixer and some microphones, and I would just go storm chase with him as his audio tech.
Storm chasing just seems so sketchy. I think just because it always looks so sketchy when you see videos of like reporters standing out there in like hail and tornadoes and stuff. It's crazy.
It's a little sketchy, but also not at the same time. So I'm off there with like Jim Cantori and all these people that have been doing it for decades, to the point where you trust what they're doing. And also, like, we find cover as the crew, because if our equipment goes down, there's no live shot, and we send our talent, our meteorologist, into the mess of it all. So like we're like tucked behind a wall or in a parking structure or somewhere that's just like safe from all, 2 or 3 sides. So we know like nothing's going to fly in and hit us. And then they run out, they do the live shot, and then they come back and like sit with us and stay safe for as much as we can.
Gotcha.
Hurricanes were kind of fun because so I did Irma, and that one was rough, but we went down, they sent us down there so early that we had like 3 days I was in Naples, Florida, evacuated, private beach with nobody there. It stunk because like none of the restaurants were open because everything was evacuated. But like I was in Naples, Florida on the beach with not a soul.
Yeah, that's
one way or the other.
That's wild.
As a storm just rolled in.
So let me ask you this: how similar was it to the movie Twisters?
Not similar at all.
Not similar at all.
No,
okay.
I never saw a tornado. Like I did one big tornado, but because we're not in Tornado Valley, I never actually saw like a funnel. So they're like out there chasing it, and we were in an area where it was supposed to hit, and in a pretty good hotel structure, not like some Airbnb that could just get taken away. And we were waiting for it, and that storm actually missed us. And then we were backtracking damage, telling stories, getting advice, news stories from mayors and government officials and first responders and stuff like that, and telling stories throughout. So we basically like went there for like 2 days. The storm missed us, and then we followed the damage of the storm. We weren't like, let's get this scientific cooler full of data into the storm. We weren't doing that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
makes more
what Twister
sense.
was.
That makes more sense. So, how did you end up going from storm chasing and music stuff to KCX? How did you get here
to
from
KCX? Okay, that's a fun story. So I've always been a car guy. I haven't had a single car that I haven't done some sort of modification to.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes. I'm the same way.
Even my little like Ram van, I put lights in it, and I called it the party van, and it was fun.
Yeah, you gotta mess with the cars you have. It's just fun.
So early on in my career, I wasn't as busy as I always am, and so we were trying to find ways to bring in more income. And my wife was like, "Hey, you should film weddings," and I was like,
I feel like that's like such an easy
it's
because that's got to be a relatively consistent business.
Weddings have a bad. Not like people who think they're like true cinema, like will be like, I'll never touch a wedding. But honestly, you can make some really good weddings and be really creative with them. The problem with weddings to me is they're very high pressure areas. So like we could film a talking head or film something all day and we have plenty of time. But if you forget something, a battery dies during a ceremony, or you mess something up, you messed up that person's wedding. And that's a big deal. That's why
I would not have thought of that.
Yeah. And like if you do anything, if you have a camera malfunction, and like I've had those before, and
because you can't like recreate the moments that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like up to a ceremony, like that, all that stuff is so important and so stressful, and the bride's stressed out and the groom could be stressed out. It's tough. So I didn't necessarily want to get into it, but I did enjoy doing them when I did them. Mm-hmm. But they are like, they take up your whole Saturday or Friday. And, when you don't have, my wife used to work on Saturdays sometimes too. So it was kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to film a wedding. You do this, whatever. But when you have kids and you work Monday through Friday a ton, and then you have to film a wedding, it's like, oh, when do you stop and rest for a minute? So I kind of priced myself out of doing them all the time. I'll still do them. Just gotta.
Yeah, hit them up if you need your wedding videoed.
But so I started doing weddings, and I worked with this one photographer, and he, I guess, was Andrew and Caroline's family photographer, and they couldn't do it. Something happened with Andrew's engagement video people, and they like backed out last minute. And so he was like, I just worked with this one guy, and he was pretty good. And so he reached out to me, and I ended up filming Andrew's engagement with like another guy that he hired that I've never met before. So that was interesting, but I guess they liked my stuff and connected with me a lot better. And we became friends like immediately, me and Andrew. And so then I filmed his wedding. And after that, then he is working for his dad at a company. And I came in and did like rap videos and rapping cars, not rapping. Yeah. Rapping car videos, stuff like that. And it turned out pretty good. And so then he got with this other company, and I was contracting for them like per job. And it was working out pretty well. And then we just got to a point where I was going to do a contract, and then he went on to a different job, and I did a contract with that company for a couple of years. And then I had like a year where they stopped my contract, and Andrew was trying to figure it out. We were trying to like plan it. And then I'm here. We started it up in 2023.
2020.
No.
No.
2023.
Oh, your contract.
My contract here, 2023.
Yeah, it was pre me.
Yeah.
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 So you were working a lot with, I'm assuming, Justin and Andrew mainly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
Were you doing the same thing with that last company? Were you just doing their social media stuff?
We shot a lot of commercials, and we shot a lot of like, they did a lot of content. We told a lot of stories with like, it's hard to explain. They did a lot more like with Marine at the time. And so they were launching that. And so we had a bunch of their products out there. We did a lot of fun stuff, like not in Georgia. Like we'd travel to places and do stuff.
Okay.
And so, but it got to a point where I was like, they only wanted to shoot reels and stuff. And I was shooting on cinema cameras and had stuff for commercials. And it just felt like they wanted to get somebody full-time all the time, which I understand. It's fine. So I was happy that, there's no bad blood when they let go of my contract. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I totally get it. I'm aggressive for shooting just reels all the time. So I was like, all right. That's how that ended.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know a part of that story, but
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But now you're here.
Now I'm here.
Which is way more fun, probably.
I had a really weird year of like not doing any car stuff, and I was just doing all my corporate stuff. And I was like, I miss car stuff.
How much other car stuff do you do currently?
Well, I used to go to car shows. I don't do it. There was never a good market that I got into to like film them and get paid for doing it, because there were so many people that did it for free for their own YouTube and stuff. So there wasn't that there. But I did work with J-Zilla Track Days for the past like 10 years now, 11 years now. And we would do promo videos for them. So I would do like racing stuff. Like, hey, here's all this. I did some stuff for some race teams from that. But I used to have a Volkswagen GTI that I used to track, and I worked out a deal with him where I would like do some photos in the afternoon or the morning. And then, so I'd do photos in the morning, and then the afternoon sessions, I'd get track time.
That's awesome. That's a sick deal.
It was a sick deal.
You can't turn that down.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of J-Zilla, we actually did a really cool video that Bobby was able to kind of work out, where we went and talked to James.
Yep.
And talked about his really dope Honda. It's like a K20 swapped Mercedes.
Yeah. I
think W210 sedan or 190 sedan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. But go watch that video, because we learned him about rinseless wash and talked about his really sick car. And we got to go to the really cool storage facility they're trying to set up.
He's got 2 new cars, I think I saw. They're like liquid moly wrapped.
I think I did see that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that guy was cool. That was a really fun shoot. Just going and talking, chopping it up about his car.
If you want to race your car on a track,
hit up J-Zilla Track Days.
Hit up J-Zilla Track Days,
because they're awesome.
They also did like an off-road thing. I don't know if they're still doing it or not. I don't think it was as popular, but it was fun, because like Barber Motorsports has a whole off-road section. I know. I want to go. It's super fun. Yeah. But I had my 2-wheel drive Tacoma when I filmed that promo for them. So I hopped in somebody else's. I hopped in a second gen that was tricked out, and it was cool. Yeah, mine's only 2-wheel drive, but I want to go see what it'll do. You could do it. I wouldn't do like they have like an actual off-road course where like you go through stairs and up big puddle. See, my 4Runner would have ripped. Would have been awesome. But then they have tons of off-road trails, and some of it's harder, some of it's easier. Like we had a Porsche, we had a Tacoma, we had a Land Rover, and they all got up and down this one hill, but like 4-wheel drive struggled because it was a little muddy too. Oh yeah, that'll do it. And it was like that's the problem with off-roading in Georgia, is everything's clay. So like even when I was in my 4Runner, me and my buddies would go out, and dude, it was crazy. We'd have to wait. Like if it rained on like a Wednesday, we weren't going out that weekend, because I was like, all this clay is just going to be like ice. We're just going to be ice skating. Oh yeah. And it was really sketchy. Yeah. But yeah, hit up J-Zilla Track Days. Go watch that video also, because it's super cool. Great video. Actually, speaking of rinseless wash, I rinseless washed my truck over the weekend, and I have never done a rinseless wash before, and it's my new favorite thing. Oh yeah? Yeah, it's awesome. It's super easy. It is super easy. Don't tell me though, because I like just got into foaming my cars down, because I've never really had a good foamer and pressure washer setup. That's definitely like the preferred way to do it. Yeah. My thing is, I live in a condo complex, so I just went out. Instead of lugging all my stuff. Water. Yeah, 1 bucket of water. 1 bucket of water. 1 bucket of water, a sponge, a towel, and a sprayer. Yeah. It's awesome. So instead of lugging all of my 3 or 4 boxes of product and stuff all the way to wherever, I can
borrow someone's pressure washer and water and electric and stuff.
The
Dude, just go out.
rinseless-
I just went out in my parking lot and washed my truck, and it's awesome.
The rinseless video was a fun video to shoot. That was just before your time too.
Yeah,
You
that
would've
was
liked
that
one.
was before me. That video did look fun to shoot, and I remember talking to you about that video because we like re-uploaded it for some reason.
Yeah.
So I went in and re-uploaded it, and I had never seen it, and I watched it, and I knew exactly where you filmed it because me and my buddies had all gone out camping.
Trey Mountain.
Trey Mountain. It's a good spot.
I have an off-road Lexus, which is featured in the video. But it's like, I don't take it off-road that often just because every trail around here is like 2-hour drive just to get to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I work a lot. So if I do that on the weekend, eventually I'll take my kids up there and they'll enjoy it, but they're still so little. But so that was the first time I went, and Justin had his like cool FJ. And so we just drove on up, and it was super fun because the whole point of the video is like wash anywhere because it's rinseless. So it's like, how are you supposed to how could we effectively take rinseless and be like, this is where you need to wash. You can wash literally anywhere with a bucket of water, a sponge, and a spray bottle.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
It's super convenient. The only thing that was stopping me from ever doing that in my parking lot was grit guards.
Yeah.
And I finally got some, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. We were chilling yesterday. We didn't really have much to do, and I was like, I'm just going to go try this out, see if I can do this in the parking lot with no water hookup, no nothing. Like you said, wash anywhere, and it's awesome. So, yeah, everyone go buy a bottle of Rapid Rinseless Wash.
Go buy a bottle of Rapid Rinseless Wash.
'Cause it's awesome.
Pretty great. Yeah, but I have a couple ideas to do some Rapid Rinseless in other places like the desert after SEMA.
Yeah.
And, just fun ideas where it's like, hey, how are you supposed to wash a car here without a truck full of water or, whatever. And that's like, well, let's use it. But that's just one product. And Koch Chemie has like 55 product line. We just
46,
46
46,
products.
somewhere right in there.
Yeah, 46 products. So that's
Yeah.
a lot of
Actually, I
products.
think I counted 44 or 45 counting, and then that's not counting wet gloss and perfect finish sealant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not
Because once
counting-
those get in, ittle be like 47.
Not counting the different sizes of them too, like 5 liter.
Yeah,
1
that's
liter,
just
750.
This product, that product, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of products.
So so speaking of shooting rinseless content and JZill and whatever else, I had a question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite project you've worked on with KCX so far?
With KCX, I do like something that challenges me, because I do a lot of corporate type, like, talking head, telling stories, and I'm really good at it. So X-Wagon, the whole project, shooting like almost a web series, I did that by myself. Like there was no other camera guy. It should have been like a 2 or 3 camera shoot with how much was going on at the same time, and even like an audio guy or something like that. But I did it by myself. So X-Wagon by far was like the funnest thing to plan, create, and put together. And it was just fun. Shot on this Red, and I think I had my R5C at the time. So those were the 2 cameras. So all the slow motion stuff was the R5C, and all the main stuff was the Red. Fun fact: that was the last project I shot on Premiere Pro before switching. So
Switching to DaVinci.
So I still have Premiere Pro, but I haven't touched it in a year and a half.
It's funny. We've talked about this. I've done some video editing. I did some in college, and it linked to my public relations degree somehow, but I don't really remember how. And I don't like DaVinci. I hated it. I would much rather use Premiere.
It's gotten a lot better.
Okay.
And like professional colorists will use DaVinci just to color footage.
That makes sense. I feel like it would be pretty good at that.
Yeah, that's like how they got their claim to fame, was how good it was to color, how easy it was to color and use nodes and all this stuff. It's really complicated to people that don't understand what it is.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got that deep into it, like recoloring stuff and all that.
So there's a lot more to it. And then since then, they've made it so much better for the actual editing aspect of it. And so that's
that would be nice, because that just to do like simple edits, that system was way too complicated to do simple things. It can be complicated if you're doing complicated things.
Yeah.
But like simple cut, whatever.
Yeah.
Cut, delete, isolate audio, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Way too complicated.
And I've been on all of them. I learned in school, they taught me on Avid.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
Avid is like what main movies are actually edited on. So like if you look up anything, like that's like Avid was like industry standard, like top of the line. And then you had your Premiere Pro, Final Cut, and DaVinci. I don't even know how old DaVinci actually is, but I didn't know about it for a couple of years after that. So I learned on Avid, and then in college I got a MacBook Pro, and so I didn't have to like go into the labs to edit. I could just edit at my house. And then
obviously you learned the best editing software there is, which is iMovie.
No, I had Final Cut 7.
Oh.
Yeah, iMovie is garbage compared to Final Cut 7.
I know, I was making a joke.
But like if you need simple edits done and you have iMovie, don't buy anything else. Just use what you got.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Some of the podcast clips that we post to Instagram, I'll just grab them out of the recorded podcast and just do it myself on iMovie because it's quick.
It's quick and easy.
Yeah.
So then they went from Final Cut 7 to Final Cut 10, and there was like a whole uproar of like, I can't believe it. They made it like less. This is what we thought. They made it less professional and more prosumer. So it was still like your top or more top level editing software, but they made it easier for the consumers to use. And so a bunch of people switched over to Premiere Pro, which was sort of like old. It was like a mixture of it and stuff. And so I was on that for a long time.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. At some point in you talking about that, I remembered why that class I took in college was DaVinci. It was DaVinci Resolve, I think is what it was. Mm-hmm. I'm remembering now that they all of the video programs at KSU switched to that either temporarily or permanently, because there was something about KSU having like buying all the student licensing to like provide that to the students they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Either KSU didn't do it or Adobe didn't do it. I don't remember all the ins and outs of that, but basically KSU didn't get all the licensing and stuff to provide it to the students in the classes. So they were like, well, we have to use DaVinci.
Well, DaVinci Resolve is free. That's
also why
anybody can go get it.
That's today. Also why. And it's maybe, like I said, maybe KSU just didn't spend the money or didn't, I don't know.
DaVinci Resolve Studio is like $300 or $395. I forgot how much it is, but I actually got it free because I had a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K at one point in my life. So yeah, it's a very long name for a camera.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Good camera though.
I feel like that's most. Once you get into like nice camera gear, the naming starts to get a little confusing.
Like this one, a red Komodo.
Yeah, tell us about that thing. We're gonna nerd out on camera gear for a second.
So I bought this with the hype of it all because it was the first red I think I could have actually afforded, because in the past the DSM-2s were like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for a camera. Like the Monstro 8K was like $50,000, which you can actually get for like $5,000 right now, which is the red resale value is not great. But I bought this brand new, waited 4 months to get it. And I came from the Blackmagic to the red, and I was shooting on both of them at one point. I filled up a lot of hard drives. Like that year was a 40 terabyte year for me, which is a lot.
Oh, you were telling me about that because all the like the raw file sizes are so huge.
So huge.
Yeah.
So I bought this and I've been using it ever since, and it just looks so good. And it's not full frame. It's Super 35. It's like a little bigger than Super 35 sensor. I've got the Kipper tie filter on it. It doesn't have like any autofocus because it's the original Komodo. It's just a great camera. Is it easy to use? No, not at all. If I hand this to like you and be like, hey, set it up. That's all manual. It's all you'd be like, what do I do? I'd have to like set it up and then physically be like, keep it in focus.
Yeah. Which that I could do.
Yeah. So, but I'd rather shoot on this than an FX3.
There you go.
Tell that to Justin.
So what about this one?
One.
There we go.
That one is my Canon R5C. So that one is, I started off on Canon. Like I've always had Canon. My first camera was a 60D, and then I bought a C100 Mark I. And then I bought I had a Sony phase. I had a Sony A7R II, but I got smashed and grabbed in San Francisco.
Sony A7s are pretty good for what they
are. They're good.
Yeah.
This was before. So the FX lineup like changed all the color science of it. It's way better. So, but I do like my A7R II. I just wasn't like making money with that camera that I could have made with other cameras. So when it got stolen, I had to file insurance and do all that stuff. I didn't buy another one. I bought a Canon C300, which I started using, and like people were paying me for that camera. That's when I was shooting. I shot a little bit of like reality show type stuff. not like the Kardashians or anything, but like
I'm about to say, what kind of reality TV are we talking?
like the web series stuff, like
Gotcha.
behind the music, interviews, stuff
okay,
like
okay.
that. That was considered reality. And so I shot a bunch of that on that camera. And so it paid for itself pretty quickly. What was funny is when that camera came out, it was $16,000, which that's a lot for a lot of people to buy. But when I bought it, it was $8,000, which is still a lot.
But for this being like your full time, your career.
For me being paid to use it, it made sense to do it.
Yeah.
And then I bought an A7 III, not S3. You have your like R, which is more photo, your S, which is more video, and then your A7 is your like in between combo camera. It's good at both, but not like super good at that or super good at that. I like that one so much that I bought a second one and ran that for a while. And then I bought a Blackmagic, and I like shooting on raw footage with what you could do and what you get the camera and image to look like so much that I like just didn't like my Sonys anymore. I only shot on the Blackmagic. And then the Red came out, and so I sold all my Sony stuff. And because the Red was RF mount and I could just run all Canon lenses, I bought an EOS R and then the Red Komodo. And then that way I did all that, then sold the Blackmagic, and then sold the EOS R and bought the R5C. And that's my whole camera lineup on top of like drones and GoPros and Insta1R and all that stuff. Those are my main cameras. That's my camera nerd of my lineup.
Yeah, we had to nerd out on camera gear for a minute. We weren't going to get through this episode without doing that.
Yeah,
obviously.
And I have tons of lights, teleprompter. I have a full grip van that I drive around. It's a lot.
The teleprompter is really fun. I didn't actually I don't know why I thought that was just a thing that existed in like news studios.
Yeah.
But we like busted it out for some product, like technical explanation product content with Diego.
Yeah.
Like what, a year ago?
Yeah. At the track. Yeah. I usually don't break it out that often, mainly because I like to break it out, but you need another person to run it because I can't run the teleprompter and the camera and listen to audio. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And so luckily you were there to run the teleprompter.
Yeah. But I remember we got like a quarter of the way through the day, and like those when you start getting as technical as I wanted those videos to be, to like provide all of you with all the information you may need about our product lines, we got a couple hours into the day and they got so like some of those videos were 4 or 5 products trying to deep dive every one of them.
Yep.
And it just became a lot to remember, I guess, or to like almost like a script to memorize.
Yeah, and you didn't want to have a piece of paper and you're looking at the paper and
randomly Bobby was like, "Well, I have a teleprompter." I was like, "You have a teleprompter?" I don't know why in my head that was just a thing that only existed in news studios, but it was really fun to use. We just like typed out a little script and
put it up there
and ran it. It was really fun.
And they have like iPad teleprompters and stuff, but when I bought that teleprompter in like 2014. So it's old, but it was a nice one at the time. And the thing with those is iPad ones, they're usually small. This is like a 17-inch one. You need a big monitor. You need a big case.
It's serious.
So it helps. I want to get an iPad one, but as being as much as this, and I am an Apple person, I don't have an iPad. I had an iPad once, and I used it for one of my drones as the monitor, and it stayed in that case. That's like I don't have iPads. I don't have an Apple Watch. I've never been like a big like Apple stuff besides phones and computers.
Yeah, I like the Apple ecosystem for most things. The only reason I don't wear an Apple Watch, I got really into watches a couple years ago, so I liked, Seiko's, Casio's, like watches. Yeah. And then I kind of turned back on that and bought this Coros. So now we're both smartwatch guys.
It looks like we have the same watch, but mine's the Garmin one.
Yeah, I bought a Coros Pace 4, and that's only because I got really into running a year ago, so I needed a good training watch.
And I am not into running at all.
But Garmin's are nice. They're good watches.
If you see me running, something's chasing me.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that's the only part of the Apple ecosystem I don't use, because AirPods are pretty good, phone's pretty good, laptop's pretty good.
I'm weird. I have the wired headphones still.
Dude, I found a pair in my house the other day, and I got really excited. I was like, these are so sick.
Oh, the wired pair?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I had to buy new ones because I got the new iPhone, but I mean, I all the time, just plop them in. I don't care about the wire. I'm not running. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, the AirPods are nice. My wife got them for me for my birthday or Christmas a couple years ago, and they're awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was going to say too, my wife got an iPad, that she just kind of uses for day-to-day stuff, and she plays Minecraft on it, which is really fun. And then she's got
played Minecraft.
Me neither.
Yeah.
And then she's got the Apple AirPod Maxes, the big ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's
Like
just
the ones over ears.
Yeah.
How are those?
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those would be cool.
They're super cool. We got them like a month or two-ish ago. And we like brought them home, and she put them on and like started playing music once we got them all hooked up. And then she was like, "Oh, these are awesome." And then I put them on and I was like, "Yeah, these are sick." Yeah.
I had a pair of Beats when they were new and cool.
Yeah.
And then I found out that they just put weights in it to make it feel heavier and nicer.
What are you going to do?
I had a short in it somehow too, and ended up throwing them out. Should have just fixed them, but
yeah, there's just something about the Apple, like the thing with my AirPods is they're the first gen AirPods, the old kind of old ones. But there's just something about, there's way cheaper Bluetooth headphones you can buy that probably sound halfway decent, but there's just something about how they work so well with everything else Apple.
Somebody was trying to explain them to me. It was like, well, you can tap them and do like
that
things. You take one out and it pauses or something. It's like
really that's
cool
the thing.
stuff.
If you only have one in, or if you have both of them in, if you take, I think it's you can mess with which one does which, but mine, if you take the right one out, what you're listening to automatically pauses. They automatically start playing something when you take them out of the case and put them in your ear. There's like all that kind of stuff. I also really appreciate the Find My, the like where you can locate all your stuff.
Yeah.
So like I left my AirPods here one time and got home and I was like, where did I drop? I thought I was like, did I drop them in the parking lot? Like this sucks. And then literally like went on my phone and made sure they weren't like in the parking lot or something. And I got to work the next day and traced them right to my desk. And I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
All of those features are really nice.
Oh yeah. All right. What else you got?
What else we got? Back to X-Wagon. I want to talk more about that.
Yeah.
So you were there from the beginning of X-Wagon. I was not. I came in episode like 8 or 9.
Which episode? Was that the transmission episode?
Yeah, I think that was the first one I shot. So I was there for the transmission fluid episode, the color lock episode, and the paint chip repair episode, which were really fun to shoot. That was a really good project. I just wasn't there from the beginning of it.
I really liked the transmission episode because it was taking Andrew and Justin out of their element.
It was hilarious.
Of car detailing, and like, you have to fix this.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
Also, I was going to bring that back up because we've got some, I don't actually think Justin knows this yet, but if you're listening to this, I have an idea for X-Wagon. There might be some big stuff happening with that.
We never finished it.
We never did finish it.
It's because the car is a piece of crap.
Yeah, and there was just other things not really standing in the way, but just other things to like figure out, and it just kind of got.
We had some plans for, I think it was tint, wheels, tires, wrap, and then maybe a coating on it or something, but I don't know if that's going to happen, but like those were the thing. And then we were going to possibly do like a panel of the people who worked on it and do like almost like a podcast situation where it's like, hey, let's talk about what were your favorite moments from this.
Just recap the whole
But like
thing.
the car's mechanical problems, I feel like really stalled us.
Yeah.
And
now I at least the last time, I think from the transmission episode on, it runs and drives.
It runs and drives.
There is
but
footage
the transmission still is not.
It's
good.
A little sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it will move under its own power in the right conditions.
Yeah.
So we do have that on video. That can be proven.
All right. What do you want to ask about? I cut you off. What do you want to ask about the X-Wagon?
Did you have a favorite part of it? A favorite moment in it?
A favorite moment?
In that whole thing, because it went on for 8 months.
It went on for a long time.
A year?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah. That was basically what I was brought on to do, was to create that web series of let's make this X-Wagon.
I was also going to ask how far before X-Wagon you came in.
No, my first day was episode 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like I came in and we talked about it, but
Yeah.
my first like actual start date was here's episode 1. Let's walk around and see how bad this car is. Favorite episode though, I don't know, the stuff at Obsessed Garage was really fun.
Yeah, that's why I was really bummed that I came in after all that, because
after.
I didn't get to see that.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, we stayed in Helen for 2 days, and it might have been 3, but we did 2, and we just knocked out, like, it was episode 2, 3, 4. I think it was up to 6. We did 6 episodes in 2 days.
Yeah.
Which like kind of is a lot, but not at the same time. But they're also like 10 to 15 minute episodes.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun to do that. I will say, because of the garage we were in and the products we were using, my cart smelled terrible.
I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
Talking about using
because we use
the
magic wheel cleaner and
magic wheel
alkaline.
cleaner is serious.
The wheel episode just musked up the whole area.
Yeah.
And like the green star and all that stuff. It's just like left like scents. And I have a fancy cart that's got fabric on it. And it just like absorbed it. And all my light cases just like absorbed the smell.
Yeah, that's
so
rough.
when I put it back up in my van and came out, my next shoot was like corporate. I pulled it out and I was like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah. Yeah, magic wheel cleaner and
I aired it out.
rust
pretty well,
remover
but,
is that those are stinky.
It was the rust remover. That's what did it.
Yeah, those are stinky.
And we were in a closed garage.
It's that fallout remover. That stuff. It just smells like that.
It smells terrible, but it also works really well.
It does work really well. And I don't know if this is actually true, but I thought there was something. I'm pretty sure there's something about that chemical that does that like if you try to make it smell better, it stops working as well. Like those are
Put
inverse
like a
properties
in it, and it just like it's like no.
Yeah, there's something about it that I don't. And actually, comment and tell me if that's not true. If I could be wrong, but
I had fun doing. Like a lot of the episodes were fun because I learned stuff while I was filming it because I was still very new to KCX at all. Like I didn't know anything about the product. I think before that like year of not doing anything, like me and Andrew had talked about like coming on and doing contracts. So stuff was in the works. It just took like a little bit to get it up and running and the idea and the plans. I went to ACP Detail Supply and
shout out to ACP. They're a great distributor in the Metro Atlanta area, and I think they have a store in Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I went there and bought some all around surface cleaner and I used it on like everything. I probably had it for like a week and then I was out and I was like, oh, that was great. But I just wanted to like get familiar with some of the product and it was good stuff. So I was excited to like learn about it. Like I'd never honestly knew that you should pre-wash a car. I'd never pre-washed a car before in my life.
I had, but like my cars, at least the S2000, the one that I cared about, it didn't really ever get like hammered. So I didn't do it a lot.
Yeah.
But I'll do it every now and again.
It makes sense. And I guess I was the same way where at least with my Tacoma and my GTI, like I never really had to because I washed it so often.
Yeah, I just may not have needed it.
That I would just go right and, hose it down and go right in the contact wash or wheels. But yeah, I had no detailing experience. I had been working for that previous detail company since like 5 years, but I never actually like tried anything besides your basic like washes of, wheels, wash, tire dressing, stuff like that. Like I never polished a car. I mean, I kind of did, but I used AutoZone stuff and McGuire's Fine Cut, and I had no idea what I was doing. I think I ruined that was my GTI. I think I ruined the paint on that trying to fix it.
That's all right.
Great. It ran great.
I was about to say it ran great. You sold it.
Yeah.
Couldn't have messed it up that bad.
I know. But I didn't know anything about it. So like going through each episode was really fun. Like paint chip was really fun because I didn't realize it's actually really easy to do paint chip stuff.
With that system, I always thought paint chip was like terribly difficult or like you weren't really going to get a good result using like the cheap stuff that you can get at like AutoZone or whatever. Yeah. But like that system that dude has going, incredibly easy.
That's like the step of like, here's a paint pen and sand down your car and respray it. Or like respray the one scratch and then polish it back. That's like the step in between. I feel like that's like super easy. Everybody should try it if they have a bunch of chips on their car for like old car with lots of road miles. That was fun. Transmission was fun because it was just, like I said, it was funny.
That episode was just hilarious.
It was just funny all around. I liked watching Justin do an interior with Diego was a lot of fun because I didn't realize that was like his thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I should get one of these wet vacs that he's got, these extractors. And I looked it up and I was like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
I haven't.
$1,500.
I haven't jumped into it either. I'd like to have one day. That and a steamer.
The steamer would be fun to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I clean my cars so much better after the X-Wagon because I understand a lot more.
Yeah, those videos actually are really good. If you want to know about products.
If you want to build confidence in what your ability is, watch these videos.
Yeah, they're a great explanation of product. And with how bad that car was, it's a good tell of the strength of some of the products that we sell. Yeah. That we make.
Yeah, that was the point. The point was to make a web series that showcased as many products as we possibly could, which was fun.
Yeah. It's funny. One of the comments on the video we did of that Saab wagon at the track.
Yeah.
What was that? January or December? It was cold.
It was cold.
It was cold and windy at the track. It's always windy at the track, but
I think it was December.
I think it was December.
Yeah.
But yeah, that video, one of the comments on that video was, somebody was like, I'm happy we're seeing some some stuff filmed on an actual dirty car, go back and watch the X-Wagon.
Yeah, go watch the X-Wagon.
Go watch the first like 2 episodes of that because that car was insanely dirty.
Yeah, molded and all that stuff. I want more cars like that. That we can just take in as big projects.
Yeah, and do
web series and stuff.
Do multi video projects on.
Yeah, because like I said, I like doing it. It was fun to create the web series. It took a lot more editing than I thought it would because it was like 10, 15-minute videos versus our typical like, here's a YouTube video and a bunch of reels from it. That X-Wagon took tens of hours per episode.
Yeah, that's a big project. But honestly, the system of what we've kind of been doing recently, which is YouTube and then kind of pull some single product reels out of it, I like that system. I think it's been going really well.
I do too. Yeah.
Mostly because I don't want to like.
Hopefully, I don't
want to like not have content for either one of them, and it would just probably take a lot of time to shoot them separate. I like the system we got going.
We have a G-Wagon video coming out that's going to be new. Hopefully, I'll have that out tomorrow.
Yeah, and we just released a video on Saturday. We did a Porsche Cayenne and did some perfect finish sealant on there. So go check that video out.
Yep.
That video was really fun to shoot. Those like full wash videos are so much fun to shoot.
Yeah. Like if you go in just for one product, it's sort of like, well, we could have used so many. Why don't we just do all of them? And that's what we're doing. And it's good.
Yeah.
Constant content, bunch of stuff we're pushing out.
Yeah. It gives you a good idea of like options of product you can use for each step and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So tell us about your own detailing experience. Because you mentioned that you wash your car differently post, shooting stuff like this.
Yeah.
So has your confidence risen in washing your own cars?
I sanded a car. I wet sanded a car.
You did. That was crazy. I've never even wet sanded a car.
I'll tell that in a minute. But so I know how to wash a car. Washing a car, like the past 7 years, I've understood like, here are the steps you should do. Here's what you should do. I don't have the stuff to do it because I can't, like I'm not a detailer. So buying like the fancy detailing brushes and stuff, I can't bring myself to buy a wheel well or woolly, whatever they're called, wheel brush.
Oh, like to get the barrels and stuff, the real nitty gritty.
The barrel brush. I can't bring myself to buy some of that stuff. I'm just like, it's the barrels. It's my own car. It'll be fine. But I do enjoy washing a car to the point where like I'll realize I spent like 2 or 3 hours cleaning out the outside and inside of one of my cars. And I'm like, that was my Saturday. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I get kind of the same way where like I'll tell my wife, one of our cars need to be washed. I got to lug all my stuff somewhere where I can borrow someone's space and a pressure washer and water and air and all that kind of stuff. And it's, choose up 4 hours.
But I have a pressure washer. I have 2 foam cannons now.
You're coming up in the world. I'm proud of you.
Protector wax in one, which was fun. But during the first SEMA here at KCX, I finally was like, we had these fun like little black, 2x2 or 2x3 panels that you could just test out the products and the pads and the polishers and stuff like that. And I've never physically actually done it with nice stuff before. So I had Diego teach me one day after the show closed down for the day, and everyone was just sitting around talking. I was like, Diego, show me how to do this. And I don't know if you saw it, but there was photos. Carson showed me how to use the rotary last time.
Carson's the rotary doctor.
Yeah. So that was fun. Actually learning that type of stuff to the point where I'm like, now I feel confident that I could like actually, I don't have like a clear coat reader or anything like that. Yeah, me neither. But like, I'm not going to do anything crazy enough that I'm going to burn through the paint.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I had a friend who has a Kia Carnival, and his kids washed it with a plastic kite. Just scratched the absolute
rough.
It's terrible. And he was like, I'm going to take it to a body shop. And I was like, wait, don't take it to a body shop. Let me look at it. And I looked at it, touched the scratches. All of them were in the clear. It wasn't that bad.
Give him the old fingernail.
Yeah, give him the old fingernail. See if I could feel it if it was through the paint or not. Because they were all white because it's a gray pearl car. And I didn't have a ton of time to do it, but we squeezed in. We got one half done one day, and then like a month later, we did the second half. And some of the stuff on the one side came through, like some of the deeper stuff came back a little bit. But I went through and then wet sanded the car in those areas with 2000 and then 3000 grip. And then I polished it out with heavy cut. And I skipped the yellow.
Fine cut?
Yeah. And then I went right to fine cut.
Micro cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
I went to that with the green line. the P6. So.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the finisher aspect of it. And then we pulled it out and sprayed it with panel or protector wax. It was fun.
Gets it done.
And I got rid of the orange peel on.
Yeah, like I said, I've never even wet sanded a car.
Ooh, I would do this to the entire car if I had the time.
Yeah.
But he paid me in buying me products to do it with. So now I have just stacked.
Now you're all stocked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I never did any wet sanding. I eventually will, probably when we get this stage 2 training rolling. I'll go through that
in like a month.
Yeah, not very long at all.
The funny thing about like the thing is my confidence level was so high because he was going to take it to a body shop. So I was like, if I mess up, he can just get it resprayed.
Body shop's just going to fix it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, let me take a hack at this. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun to actually get to cutting a car. Because like my wife's car is white, and so it's really hard to see it. My work van, I don't care about. And then my Lexus is wrapped. So I'm not going to polish a wrap. I think you can, but I'm not going to.
You can, but it's different. And I don't really know how. Someone in the comments tell us.
Yeah.
Or Carson, if you're listening, tell us.
Carson, if you're listening, tell us how to. It's fine. It's not like there's scratches in it or anything.
Yeah, Carson's our in-house paint correction doctor.
So I don't have any of my own cars that I really want to fix. And I've done little spots on I have a Kia Carnival as well. I did little spots on my minivan.
We're just Kia gang out here.
I've got a Kia, a Ford, and a Lexus. Fun fact, between me and my wife, we actually never owned the same brand of car twice.
That's really impressive, actually.
Until my new Ford van that I got, because she had a Ford Escape. But she had a Jeep, then a Honda. I had a Mazda, then a Volkswagen, and then a Tacoma. She had after the Jeep, she went Ford, and then she had a GMC, and then Kia, and then I had a Ram. It's a lot of cars.
It's a lot of cars.
And then I went Lexus. So 10 cars, all different brands.
That's really crazy.
And then we went Ford again.
That's really crazy. I probably won't do that. Maybe with like sports cars, I would do that if I ever buy another one. I'll probably get something other than the Honda that I had. But like daily drivers, it's going to be a really hard sell to convince me not to buy Toyotas, probably until the day I die.
That's why I got the Lexus, because I had the Tacoma and I liked it so much. I was like, I almost bought the Porsche Cayenne to do a Cayenne off-road build.
God, dude, off-road Cayennes are so cool.
Oh, I know. But every one I found was just, I would have been like the 4th or 5th owner, and they're all just beat.
A little ragged out.
Yeah. And I
think sometimes those are good candidates just to kind of, because you feel less bad about cutting them up and stuff.
I just couldn't put the confidence into getting it in case anything ever like was just super wrong. Like the one I was closest to buying had so much electrical issues. I was like, I don't want to touch this.
Yeah, so electrical issues are weird. My 4Runner had some, and I never actually figured them out. There was one, the worst it ever got was I put retrofit HID, not full headlight housings. I just put HID projectors in the stock housings, which was pull the headlights, put them in the oven to soften the glue on the lens, pull the lens off, and basically take the entire headlight, the actual electrical assembly out of it, and mount the HID projector and glue it all back together. And me and my buddies were like 19, 20 doing this with we had tinkered around with cars. I can turn a wrench and like metal things I can take apart and put back together more or less. But like electrical stuff, none of us knew what we were doing. Yeah. And we were like, it can't be that bad. And there was what I think happened was there was somewhere in the wiring harness, there was part of it that was frayed. So there was like copper wire sticking off of it. And what would happen is if I hit a big bump in the road, the headlights would go out. So I'd be driving around in the middle of the night, literally hit a pothole, headlights gone. And I'd have to like get out and like shimmy some wires around and they'd click back on. So I think literally there was a frayed piece of wire, and if I hit a bump, it would hit like a frame rail or something metal and short the headlights out.
What's funny is with my first car, I did somewhat of a similar thing, like headlights out, baked them in my oven, took them apart. I didn't change anything lighting wise, electrical to it, but I sprayed the inside of it. Like I changed it
color
from
matched them.
Yeah, I changed it from chrome. It was a different time, but I changed it to black, and I took off one of the bezels and did like a red line because there was a red car.
That's awesome.
And then put it back in. It was nice looking, and then I also put lights in it. I had the BMW Halos.
Yeah,
in my Mazda,
those are sick.
Which at the time was fun because you had to do that. So I did do electrical. That was super fun. But I crashed that car.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Mazda 3.
Was it a hatchback or a sedan?
No, it was a sedan.
Gotcha.
I had to mod it because like every time I was driving it and I looked around and saw another one. It was a girl driving it. And so I was like, I have a girl car. I have to do stuff to this
That's
car.
so funny, dude.
Yeah. Black wheels. I had black TSW wheels with the red outline on it. Cause that's when they were like, this is like 2007 is when I got this car. So it was fun. I'm not as old as Justin.
You hear that, Justin?
Only by
You're going to take that from him?
Only by a couple of years.
There we go. Forgot what we were talking about. X-Wagon is what we were talking about,
and my detailing experience,
and your detailing experience. So now you're all dialed on all your wash stuff. You got protector wax. That's.
I understand how to do a lot of it and what to do it, but yeah, my thing is like having the pieces to put it all together, like the brushes and the things. Like I've just got wash mitts and I've got a nice bucket with a grit guard. So it's just, and I also don't wash my cars that often as I should. I do have a garage, but.
Me neither. I'm going to now because shout out to Rinseless Wash. I'm sorry. I'm like, I did it literally yesterday and I'm so hyped on it.
I need a mitt on a stick so I can wash my van because I just don't care about that thing.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah. I have an off-brand one I see on Amazon for like $15. That's like, it's going to be hard to spend 80 when I can get that for 15 when I just don't care about this van. Like if it was something else that I cared about, I'd get the nice stuff, but it's just my van.
Whatever you do, just don't get a brush.
No.
Okay, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, I'm not going to go.
I'm sure if you get a big one with a halfway decent microfiber head, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
The mitt on the stick is nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be great for like washing the Lexus and the minivan and stuff, just getting those. It's hard to get those areas.
Yeah.
But for my work van, I just don't care.
It's funny. It's one of those things where it would be nice to have, but the good thing about my Tacoma is to get the roof, I can get up in the bed and stand in the bed over the back window. And then for the front, I usually just get on the little side step or open the door and just stand up that way.
Yeah, I always had
shells. Which, like I said, is a little less convenient, but being able to get up in the bed and do half of the roof is pretty nice.
I always had shells on my Tacoma, so I couldn't. I mean, technically, I could stand on it. I think I had a 600-pound, because I had that RSI Smart Cap one. And then I also had the racks before I had that, so I could stand on those. But I would just always stand on, I had the rails or the steps.
Yeah.
I bought the Amazon Tiger ones that were super heavy.
Nice. It's funny. I want a camper shell for my truck really bad.
Yeah.
Those Smart Cap ones are nice, but honestly, I just need like just some kind of Lear ARE paint match, just something.
What was funny with I miss my Tacoma sometimes, but what was funny with my Tacoma was every modification I did to it, I lost like a mile per gallon.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I was like,
that's all Toyotas.
Oh, level lift. I took away the front valence because once you lift it, the front valence at the bottom doesn't do anything.
Yep.
So I took that off because it looks cooler. And then I had tires, and then I went bigger tires, and then I put the side steps on, and then I put something about the bed and the airflow. It like circles in it, and once you cover that, you lose miles per gallon. It's something weird about the airflow with it. So then I did that, and then I put the RSI Smart Cap on it, which weighs like it felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's just a weight.
It was like 500 pounds, I think, and then that's just weight, and then you lose. It's a little slicker, but I don't know if that did anything. So at the end, I was getting like 15 to 17 miles per gallon, but I should have been getting like 23.
Yeah,
in that thing.
That's how my truck is. I got it, and I went into buying my truck as I had my 4Runner, and it was lifted. You saw it. It was lifted, had the big tires and stuff on it. It was 4-wheel drive with a manual locking center diff, which was
Did you have
awesome.
the V8 in that one? Was it the
No,
V8?
it was a V6. Those didn't come with V8s.
Okay.
The next ones did. The bigger ones that look like minivans, those came with V8s.
Yeah.
But I had a third gen. I had a 2000, and it was V6, 4-wheel drive, and it was awesome. It ripped. I loved that thing. But it had a lot of miles on it, and it had some problems. But when I went into buying my Tacoma, I looked at 4-wheel drive ones, and then I had the realization that if I buy a 4-wheel drive one, I'm going to make it this big, stupid off-road camping overland thing. And it just wasn't going to, it was going to make less sense as a daily driver because my 4Runner barely made sense as a daily driver for like a long commute to work and stuff. So I literally bought a two-wheel drive truck to keep myself from doing, because I'm not going to make a 2-wheel drive truck all huge and crazy. So I was like, if I get a 2-wheel drive one, I'll keep it chill because it won't make sense.
I will say I have a pretty far drive to get here. And I was thinking about this as I was pulling in. If I had to drive here every single day, I would need, I can't believe I'm going to go on record saying this. I would
Prius.
Need an EV or something.
Also, yeah.
Or a really fun car. So I would go back to like a GTI or something that could just give me like fun turbo noises, or a Golf R, or I don't know, something that would be just like fun and sporty.
Yeah.
It's a boring drive.
It
to
is.
go from Marietta all the way over.
Because it's
here.
all interstate. So you're just the whole time
Yeah. Actually, I came through Woodstock, Canton.
Oh,
yeah,
that's probably a little bit more fun.
It made me shoot up and then over.
Oh,
It's just red lights and stuff.
Yeah, Yeah, it's funny that with the S2000, I dailied that one for a little while too, and it didn't make sense to daily because it was slammed and it.
Yeah.
I feel like I can say this now. I don't own the car anymore. Didn't have a cat in it. It was honestly almost straight piped.
Yeah.
It had two little baby resonators. They were about this big.
Yeah.
At the back, and it was loud, and I put the hardtop on it, which the hardtop is an exponentially better look for that car. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but that car looks infinitely better hardtop, not convertible. So I put the hardtop on it, and the problem with the fiberglass hardtops, at least the cheap rep ones that I got, not cheap, but the replica ones, the non like Mugen or Spoon ones, they squeak really bad because the fiberglass and there's a seal on them. So every time you roll over like a speed bump, the whole thing kind of shifts and it squeaks. So you got to think slammed, loud, squeaky hardtop. It was really fun to drive, but like not for very long.
Yeah. And it was manual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're sitting in traffic, just shifting constantly.
Yeah, it was rough. But S2000 is the best stock manual shifter of all time.
Is it?
The best shift link, the best factory shifter of all time. It's the shortest, notchiest shifter. It's awesome.
I know how to drive a stick. I learned on a Miata in college.
I love Miatas.
But like it was messed up. You had to like halfway and do it. I stalled it a bunch. But then I had the confidence that I shouldn't have had when I went to Italy. We rented, it was funny. We had this like Groupon deal, which great deal to get to Italy for your first time. It came with a car and they were going to be stick shift cars. But we went with like my in-laws and, we talked to the people that were doing the Groupon and we're like, hey, instead of giving us two, they were just going to be Golfs. Instead of giving us two of those, can you give us like a bigger van of some sort? And they gave us like kind of like a passenger van. They're smaller over there than what it was. And I drove that from Milan all the way to Montecatini, which is like a 3-hour drive, stick shift. But then Montecatini I think it means like the land of hills or something like that. It was so hilly. I couldn't get it. I had to get out. And my father-in-law, it's the second time I drove stick was in Italy. Like I couldn't get it up the hill. It was just kept rocking back. And the guy got out and yelled at me in Italian. And I was like, I'm sorry.
That's so funny. I wanted to do that in London, was rent a car and try to drive it around, but we were in like the middle of downtown London. And I was like, that probably would be really stressful.
Yeah.
But all right.
Anything else?
I'm trying to think of what else I got. Tell us about some other fun stuff you shoot, man. You do all kinds of stuff. And that's the thing is Bobby's not, like we said, Bobby's not a full-time employee here. He's a contractor. He does other things that honestly, you've told me some crazy stories about stuff you shot.
I met a lot of celebrities, which sometimes is fun, sometimes it's not. I don't know. I do a lot of random things. Like tomorrow I'm doing something. It's a presentation of a printer, like a 20, 30 foot big printer, bigger than a car, bigger than a double wide. And I'm just going to be a camera guy for it. And then what else? I just have a bunch of random stuff. I've done work for Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola. I've done work for major networks. It's just fun. But I like doing this because
You like the car stuff?
I like the car stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it just like word of mouth where these people like hit you up from like random
companies
companies and go, hey?
Yeah. I've advertised like twice and it's come through with some connections, but nothing that like kept going.
Is it just like paid ads, paid Google ads?
Yeah. Or it's funny. I did a Craigslist ad. That was back in the day.
Yeah, I was about to say that couldn't have been recent.
I met one guy from Arizona who was just looking for a camera guy for a live event. And he was like, hey, I saw your ad. Can you come run camera for me? I'm kind of in a pinch. I was like, yeah,
sure. Why not?
So I've been found by a guy out of Israel to do a job for HP printers, which is coincidentally printers, because it was in Ackworth. They had like 3 printers and I filmed something for him. So that was kind of cool. But, a lot of it's just word of mouth. You just like sometimes you get on bigger sets or bigger things, or you have people that are like, hey, I saw that video. It was really good. Who did it? And you just, I slowly built my book of business and now I'm just good, support my family.
Yeah. I feel like the word of mouth thing though makes sense because I was just in here thinking like if someone else in like cars or car care or whatever else
hit
me up, hey, Bobby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you have a little weird thing about like non-competing stuff too. It's like,
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I don't necessarily have a non-compete out right now for anybody, but like you also don't want to do stuff for a client's main competitor. But it's weird because like you also have I knew this one photographer and he worked for a bunch of people that were super competitive. But it was like, he was the best and was used by these people. So of course other people in the industry want to use him. And so you're just like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of, you like pigeonhole yourself, but you don't want to get into like a weird situation.
I don't want to be like, so I choose not to do anything that would be like,
yeah. So you keep them all pretty spread out industry wise. You go shoot for just whatever.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Do you find yourself providing a lot of creative vision for something other than automotive stuff? Because when we're working together, it's very collaborative.
Yeah.
With the vision of how things go.
Yes and no. A lot of the times it's like I call myself the executor. So a lot of the times somebody already has an idea that they want to do, like a marketing company, or they have a goal, and they'll come to me with that goal and be like, this is who we're going to talk to. This is who we're going to interview. And I bring it, I make it look pretty, I edit it and tell the story. Sometimes I have to pull the story out. So I do back end producing, but a lot of it's already pre-produced in the front end. So, but when I have contracts like this, that's when I collaborate more on like, here's ideas, here's plans. So yes and no. So,
kind of just depends on what you're shooting.
Depends on
how much creativity or vision you put in.
And because we have sort of like a monthly contract thing, yearly contract thing going, I put more input into it. So that's like a benefit if you do a contract with me, is like, I'm not like with you guys, I'm thinking about you guys all the time as far as like content creation goes, of like, what could we do? That's fun. We should apply that to them and do that. Mm-hmm. Whereas like my other clients are like, they come to me with the project and I don't necessarily pitch anything to them.
You just go, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I know when like me and you working together, we just like bounce a lot of ideas off each other. Me, you, and Justin.
Yeah.
Bounce a lot of ideas in a group
That's
chat.
The
and some of them,
if you do a contract with me.
There you go. But yeah, when we just bounce ideas off each other, and some of them come to fruition, some of them don't. But you like I said, you provide a certain level of creative vision from your end of, because you know how it's gonna shoot and edit and angles, and you know all the technical stuff.
Yeah.
So
I don't, for like a company like this, I don't win if we don't create good stuff. Like if I don't perform, you guys are gonna be like, why are we doing this?
Right.
We don't need to do this. So my goal is to always be providing ideas and visions and content that we can constantly do and grow together.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Well, I think that's all I had. You got anything else? Do you want to plug anything to the people?
I don't really do stuff for myself. So follow me at tallmanfilms.com or Tallman Films on anything. And if you need video, hit me up.
Yeah, hit him up. He's a great videographer. He does a great job with all of our stuff. You've all seen all of our content. You know what he does. But yeah, I just wanted to give all the people a little peek behind the curtain of how KCX content gets created. The man behind the camera. You see too much of me and Justin and everybody else in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And Bobby's the man behind it all.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
You've heard me on this podcast before. But
that's true, but we haven't had a Bobby cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we that's something else. If you're still listening, should we do a Bobby cam? Should we? I don't know.
Yeah, comment below. Tell us
what videos do you want to see us make? What do you want me to try to figure out how to do?
Yeah.
For you to watch more detailing videos.
Yeah.
Do you want super macro stuff? I got you.
He's the guy. He can do it all. But yeah, comment below. Tell us what else you want me and Bobby to shoot since he's here. I'll send him all the comments and he'll probably look at them. I don't know. Do you check comments on stuff? Do you look at comments just for fun?
Sometimes.
On like YouTube videos? On like our videos?
No. Well, the thing is, I watch our videos so many times.
Oh, then once they're released, you're like, I don't
watch them again.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
That actually makes sense because you saw them 1,000 times.
They're my babies that I give to you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless it's like super fun, like I think I watched an X-Wagon video or something. I put it on the background. Gotta get those views up.
Yeah, that's fair. Carson actually does that in the storefront at the warehouse. Sometimes he has a little TV. He just runs AirPlay off his phone.
Yeah. And
he'll put on either KCX videos or whatever else he puts on. So I'll walk in and there'll be like a random video of me on the TV. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
who's that guy?
Yeah.
Weird.
But yeah, we're going to get out of here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming on. And I don't know if anyone's wondering why a random special guest episode today, but Justin is actually in London. And I thought it was a perfect opportunity. We had been talking about doing a Bobby episode for a while, and Justin's partying it up in London.
Bobby, let me know.
Yeah, let us know if you want to see more Bobby in the videos. He's a great detailer. We should just get Justin behind the camera and have you detail a car.
I would.
That would be hilarious. We should do that.
Justin's better than I am though. He's much more. He's a detailer. I'm a car washer. That's what I would say.
I mean, the only difference there is doing interiors, and Justin might get mad that I said that, but that's really the only difference. And like doing, like you said, barrels and fenders and getting in little cracks and door jams, stuff like that. Like once you start thinking through other parts of the car you can wash, then you're pretty much there.
Yeah.
But, we're gonna get out of here. Go follow us at Koch Chemie USA. Go follow Bobby at Tallman Films everywhere, and hit him up for all your video needs.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
It's fine.
Or don't.
I'm busy.
Yeah, he is a busy man. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.